Now, a lot of you have been asking me what Football Manager 24 skin do I normally use, and the skin I use is a Tato 24 skin for Football Manager 2024. Ever since I came across Tato skin is what I've actually stuck to, and in this video I'm going to show you how to download the Tato 24 skin for Football Manager 2024 and install it in your game. And we're also going to look at the skin in general, everything I like about it, or you can benefit from the skin, and what it's really a standout feature that I do enjoy and why I keep on using the Tato skin in FM24, how it can actually help you see a lot more in the game. So for now, we're going to spend a bit of time on Google. All you have to do is head into Google and type in Tato 24 skin, and you're going to see Tato 24 skin, and you can go ahead and find it. You can find it from FM Scout, you can find it from Sorted Out SI, FM Inside, or Passion for FM. I'm just going to click Passion for FM and go to this one and then try to get the skin from here. Once the website loads, you can see the details about the website, and also you're going to see a brief information about how to install the skin for yourself. I kind of enjoy Tato skin, and I'll explain why when I get into the game and show you how it works. So once you just scroll down a little bit on this page, currently we're using Passion for FM. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom. You're going to see a lot of information about Tato skin. So you can see here how to download and find other skins. But once you scroll down, you're going to see how to download FM24 Dark Skin by Tato, which is the one that I prefer to use. There's also FM2023 version of the skin in case you're playing FM23. Tato skin is what I use throughout my FM23 time. So just go ahead and click download, and you should have the file downloaded onto your computer. If it doesn't download immediately, you can go ahead and agree for this cookies and then head over to the other side. You'll see the media file where you can go ahead and get the file. It's 7.1 megabytes. Go ahead and hit download. The file should start downloading automatically. You can take off any pop-up ads that happens, but here is the skin downloading now. 7.1 megabytes. Once the skin is done downloading, you're going to have to take this file into your Football Manager folder. So I can go over here and just click show in folder. It's going to take us to a folder where everything else is. I can see Tato skin here. Go ahead and click move the file or cut it or copy it wherever you want. Go to your documents, scroll all the way down to Sport Interactive, Football Manager 2024. Inside Football Manager 2024, remember, look for skins folder. If you don't have the skins folder, you can go ahead and create a new one. Select skins, and under the skins folder I should already have Tato in here. There's Tato version 2. So just go ahead and select this empty space and go ahead and click paste. Replace Tato skin, yeah, administrative rights. Just go ahead and accept. Currently I can't do this right now because I already have the game loaded and the game is running, so I can't replace the Tato skin because the Tato skin is currently in use. But that is what you're going to do. Go ahead and paste the file in here. Once you're done copying the skin to the skins folder, you can go back to Football Manager or load up Football Manager now if you didn't have the game already loaded. Head over to preferences and then select preferences. Once you're in there, switch from all the menu options in here. You can see all most common. You're going to be looking for the interface option. Go to the interface menu, and once you select interface, you're going to see your skin that you're using. I currently set to the Football Manager skin by default, so you can go ahead and change this to Tato skin, and then you can see the Tato skin in here. Go ahead and select that. What I like to do is to choose catch to decrease loading times. I normally have this option checked. Sometimes I have the reload skin to confirm preferences. You may choose to leave it off. Sometimes it just makes the game run faster if you go ahead to do this, but it may not really be necessary. I'm just going to go ahead and select that and then click confirm. Wait for a few seconds. The skin should actually load really. And yeah, we're done. So once the skin is in, now you have the skin available, you can go ahead and load the game and see everything that is the benefits of the skin. So I'm going to just load a quick game here. So we're currently in my Rexham save, something that I'm currently working on. And the home page, you can see what Tato skin immediately looks like. So the first thing that we have in the home screen here is the next opposition tab. You can see the team that we're playing against. It shows us the formation that they're using, their expected style of play, and their key findings, what you would normally see in the data hub. You're going to see it straight off the bat, what you're going to do next in the game. You can also switch your tabs to show you the last match that you played. I had a previous game against Sheffield Wednesday where we beat them 3-2. And we also have our system report on our own team, so you can see our formation that we're using, what our strengths are. I think if you scroll down, you might also see the weaknesses. Okay, you have to go over to the second tab. You see the weaknesses of my team. There are a lot, to be honest, but we're not one of the best teams in the game. Go over to comparison. You see how your team compares to everybody else. All of this, you have access to it in the home page. You can also still find it step by step when you go through here. You've probably been playing Football Manager for a while now, so I don't really have to explain all of that. But yeah, you can see how your team compares with everybody else here. You can also have access to your squad depth. The old way it used to be in previous Football Manager games. You just have it here straight off the bat in Home tab. I didn't actually know about this before. I think I just figured this out right now. But yeah, you can see the depth of your team right here. You can also see your squad and see who your best players are, who the current players are, how your players are currently feeling about injury, match conditions, and everything. Their stability to your tactic. Everything is just in the home page, just by tabs. Going to go ahead and you can just swap tab and see, go through everything in your team. You can also see your team stats in here. I think everything here is the same in normal Football Manager skins, so nothing really too much different over here. What I do like in the Tato skin is the tactics page. It looks pretty simple. I like the font. Everything is not too rounded, so it's almost like tiny fonts, and I kind of prefer it that way. It's easier on the eye. So this is the system that we're using, and you can go back to your player tab, pretty much the same as normal Football Manager. If you go back to the club info, we don't really have the stadium view here unless you go to general. I think you're good to see every other thing about the club. So that big stadium image, I know a lot of people like it, but really it's really not for me. So it's not much info in there. Just everything you need to know about the club, facilities. There, we can see the stadium here, I guess. You can see their club facilities, media prediction, the manager, and all your best players, hot prospect. You see this for every club as well. So not just my team. If you head over to, let's say, Leeds United that are in Premier League right now, you can see everything about Leeds United, their training facilities, their media prediction. You can also see manager Daniel Farker, and you can see Jack Harrison as a key player. Really? Jack Harrison? I thought he left the club. Okay, according to this particular save, he never actually went to Everton, which is strange. Luis Piri is also here, and just you can see every other thing about every other club, so not just yours. You have a lot of info in the training tab, as we can see. You can bring on new menus. You can change training happiness here and go over to medical center. We also have medical center here on the right. So I'm just going to change the training happiness just to show me the players that are happy. You can also see the team schedule. Everything that you want to look for is already there, and then you can use this drop down to actually choose a different menu for yourself and bring it on. Now, during a match, for example, in this game that we finished against Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup, you can see all the details you have about the particular game that you just finished playing, the match story. Match stats are also going to be here, everything that you need, sleek, easy to look around, and then you can also add options and customize them. You also have your shots and heat map, everything that happened during the match, you have it here on access. It's kind of easier this way. I kind of prefer it this way with all the information that I need on screen. If I go ahead and click watch goals, this is where we're going to see what the skin actually looks like during a match. If I go ahead and select this drop down in here, you can see on the left and on the right, you see the formation of both teams. Because we're in a match highlight, the touchline tab is not really, we don't really have access to the touchline tab yet. So I'm going to have to show you that in another, I'm going to have to find another way to show you the touchline tab. But you can look at the match stats, change everything, and also look at the formation of the other teams. Just like all the other menus, you can go ahead and change the options in here and see everything else. Wrexham's formation, Sheffield Wednesday's formation, everything that you need is on hand. We may have to jump into the game against Charlton Athletic, so I will show you how the skin actually looks like in game. So you see a lot of information that you can actually use to help you win matches in Football Manager. Kind of the main reason why I prefer using Tato skin more than any other skin is what happens during the match and the amount of information I have on hand, on command during the match. So the first thing I like about the Tato skin during the match is that the screen is actually very clean. There isn't a very huge scoreboard over here that like I see in other skins. I don't really prefer that one. And if you look at it's just the AFL scoreboard that is here, and it's like that in every other game that you play, whether it's the Premier League or the Champions League, just a very small scoreboard that we have in here. You can go ahead and put this drop down and look at other options where you can choose to end the match really quickly. You can also choose to go by your replays and rewind by 10 seconds or just jump back to the live game. And you also have access to the settings that are in here where you can go ahead and change your camera and everything. I think all of this is the same with previous Football Manager skins or other Football Manager skins. Sound, camera direction for replays and everything like that. And then the main thing that really stands out for me in the Tato skin is the touchline tablet. So you can go ahead and select this. You have analysis and you have a ton of data to work with during the match. We're only 2 minutes in right now, so there isn't enough info yet, but we can see the team's average formation that we're using, the action zones. You can go back to the analytics tab, see where the attacking focus is coming from both teams, and you can also go back to the match stats and see everything all in the touchline tab. And it looks really clean and graphically aesthetic is what I actually like it. It sends you a very good information, a good visualization for all the data that is happening during the match. You can also see teams match stats for home team and away team. Everything is in here. Shot maps, just like you would see in the data hub. You have all those data right here on hand that you can see during the match as it's happening. Heat map as well, just like we saw in the match analysis tab. You can also see the passing network and the way your team is actually moving the ball around. This is the one I enjoy the most. It can show you where the opposition are playing the ball through, and then you can see where you can choose to mark a specific player that may be getting a lot of the ball. You can get all that information in the touchline tab right here. And then if you go ahead and click the scoreboard, the other menu that we talked about earlier is going to pop up, where you can see the formations and the match stats and everything that we normally use to just analyze the game or observe the game on Football Manager. The tactics are on the bottom left, so you can see the tactics, opposition instructions, substitutions, and shouts are all over here. You can go ahead and make the decision from here. You can see the team's mentality and of course instructions, so you can go ahead and change it. Substitutes bench, everything here is pretty much the same as previous Football Manager skins, so nothing too complicated here. If you go back to the pitch, you can see the players on the pitch and players on the substitutes bench. That is pretty much how the Tato skin works and how I enjoy using it, or why I enjoy using the skin. So it's very handy. You can go ahead and get the link in the description and you can get the skin for yourself and try it out. Let me know if it works out for you.